Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Marvel Future Fight V755 update live stream. That's right, we are coming live to you. I want to welcome everybody today, and thank you all to those of you who have been answering the questions we've posed in the chat before the stream actually started, and now, I guess, if you haven't answered them and you would still like to hear us read your question aloud, please do so now. The first question we have here is, which Eternal are you most excited for? That would be a great start. And then later on, we will be tackling the question, which comic series would you like to see in Marvel Future Fight? So if you have answers to those, please drop them.
You keep asking us questions, but you're not giving us what we asked for.
Aloud by myself and my co-host today. I hope you all enjoyed V750, Enter the Phoenix. But today we are focusing on V755 mid-month update content for Marvel Studios Eternals. Yes, this will be an update inspired by Marvel Studios' Eternals movie, which is coming out very soon, only in theaters. So that is going to be very exciting. We have a new character by the name of Makari and uniforms for Icarus and Cersei. There will also be in-stream rewards given out to those of you who watch the stream, which you are doing right now. Congratulations on doing what it takes. Please stick to the end of the show.
Nobody cares about them rewards.
We'll be giving you instructions and a special code that you can enter to retrieve your reward. Keep in mind, there is a very limited time that you can actually claim this reward, so you're going to have to be pretty quick on the draw for that one. All right, I am going to bring in my friend and yours, my co-host. It's Mr. CM Cage. Where is he?
Hello.
There he is.
All right, I'm dying to see these goddamn uniforms.
To showcase a new stellar update. Now, Kim, are you excited for the Eternals?
I'm like sort of interested in Makari, but I'm dying to see this Icarus and Cersei uniform.
I hope so, yeah. That's the focal point of what this update will be about. And speaking of which, I believe you have one of our first engagement questions. You're going to go ahead and ask.
Yes, it's which Eternal are you most excited for? My answer was, well, I mean, there's a few. I am excited for Cersei because I'm really interested in her specific portrayal, her MCU version.
Really?
But I'm really also
curious. Is it because you're interested in Cersei because she's the only one that you put in there?
She comes off as really in control, really formidable. She has this energy that's don't mess with me. I am very smart. I am very brave. I am very strong. So I think she's very interesting. How about you, Cage?
She's very interesting.
I was going to lead off by saying Icarus, but after doing a little bit more research and seeing a little bit more of Makari, actually, I'm a little bit more intrigued by her character. So I'm actually going to switch my vote and actually say I'm interested in Makari. I'm interested in speed characters, especially one of
I was interested in them actually saying that they were going to release some other new characters and kind of giving us hints at that more so than telling us about freaking Makari.
So I'm really intrigued, and I'm looking forward to definitely showcasing her to you guys as well.
All right. Well, I have some responses already from those of you who are in the chat watching live. Sebas Olguin, please forgive me if I've mispronounced your name, says Cersei. Nitro-152 says, for some reason, I'm excited for Icarus. They did not explain what that for some reason is, but Luis Navarez on
it's
Facebook
weird because the uniform doesn't look anything like Richard Madison's.
I
so
like
it's
how
like
it's
kind of
not
weird.
T3. It's T2.
Interesting, just T2. Unfortunately, I'm not an Eternal just yet, but we'll see. We'll get there someday.
It's indicating you're T1 right now. I'm just putting that out there.
Need some work.
Lion of Olympus, Prince of Power, that's quite a long name, says please, and then the please emoji, and then the sad emoji. Please, please, please give us Gilgamesh, and then more of this please and sad emojis. You know, maybe we'll take pity on them. No, there's no need to be sad. It's all good. Carlos Figueiredo, please forgive me again if I mispronounced that. Again,
if we don't get Gilgamesh,
nice.
I'm gonna be pissed off.
Freddie Turner saying, "Can't wait."
Because we should definitely
Cersei's
get Gilgamesh
skills, which you will see them imminently.
Very soon.
Mouthful says Makari, like you. Same reasoning too. Need a speedster with fast movement speed.
Nice. Like.
And I have one more. Marcos Perez says,
I hope this isn't going to be a
Icarus, all
fucking live
caps,
stream dedicated to
needs
reading
to
people's
break
shit. I
the
mean, I know they
game,
don't got
also
much
all caps. So
much
this
to
is a
reveal with just
screaming answer,
two uniforms
assume,
and
right?
Very
3
passionate, which is
characters.
good. You need to be passionate, especially for characters with levels of strength such as these. So with that said, what do you say we go ahead and just jump straight in? We're going to open up with our first Eternal, which is Makari.
All right,
let's see. Makari is, as you can see, is a new character to the game, and she is, of course, a speed type character. So, Kim, for those of you for those audiences out there that don't know who Makari is, why don't you go ahead and give us a little bit of a rundown?
Well, like you mentioned,
It's funny because Makari's character model actually looks like the actress that plays
to
plays her.
protecting humankind from the deviants.
But this uniform's not looking so great.
Has a lot of different powers, a lot of abilities that are frequent among the Eternals, including cosmic energy manipulation, extreme force generation, shockwave generation, and of course, superhuman speed. Makari is the fastest woman in the universe, so they say.
She's the fastest woman in the universe. So they introduced Quicksilver and some of the other speedsters.
Character. I'm not going to go fully into all the description, but one thing I'll just highlight, for example, for some of her passive skills, such as her tier 2 passive skill, the Sonic Dodge, it grants a guaranteed dodge rate of plus 30% and decreases damage received by 30%. That's just for.
I'd love to see the character on the screen, the skills.
Some of her skills in the field. And something I want to highlight just before we start, especially the developers wanted me to emphasize this a lot more with this current update, is that a lot of certain stats are still currently in development and are still under a little bit of construction. So whatever we say may not be present in the final build. So just something to keep that in mind.
All right, thanks
Let's
for
see.
adding
I want.
that,
Oh damn! I missed out on those stats. I want to see what those stats were looking like for this character.
That's quite an entrance. All right, go ahead and start off.
Love a good entrance.
That's right. Skill number 1, of course, do basic attack.
That is some basic
attack. A little bit of a blast attack there. You can see people in the back getting struck as well. If I get closer, it's about the same too.
Yeah, you ain't getting much basic then.
Moving on to skill number 1, which is, I was talking about the basic attack earlier. This is skill number 1. That's nice. This is called the Psionic Punch. Now take a look at one more time and see.
Let's see this. What?
Just the area of effect this works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She comes in, deal.
It's a nice one too, right there.
What is that? Stun?
Deals anybody hit by the first initial attack will be given stun, but if you notice, the attack goes a lot further out, and anybody caught in range is
okay. That's nice. Is that it? That's all on the skill? Is a stun? I didn't see any buffs or anything like that on there.
Go ahead and move on to skill number 2, which actually is a counterattack.
How does this counterattack work? That's not enough to show us.
Attack first.
Okay, do that counter.
All right, here we go. This is the skill number 2, which is the limit unlock. Again,
it's a little different.
Yeah, she does a little bit of a sweep.
It's not really showing how this counter works.
Again, as I mentioned, this is a counterattack, which actually fractures opponents while leaving them incapacitated and paralyzed.
Fracture on the counter is not bad.
Nice. I'm going to move on to these guys over here for skill number 3. Let's take a look.
No iframes on that? Do that again.
Shift. This grants damage immunity while also
that's not a good skill. There are like no iframes on that skill.
Like an earthquake almost.
Yeah, there's like no iframes. She better have like some kind of invincibility on that skill or something.
Little skill. I'm gonna actually reset it. Yeah, a lot. I'm not gonna do that.
I'd like to see that again. Angle. Whoa.
Yeah, a little bit of a zigzag motion there. Let's do it one more time. This is the Psionic Sprint. This is a swift strike, which actually deals about 60% of your physical attack.
Nice. Yeah, that's really fast. I appreciate your showing it more than once.
Yeah, these skills are very, especially being with.
This shit is feeling very lackluster.
A lot more cinematic and look a lot more visually appealing. So let's try that again. As you can see, she zigzags back and forth and comes all the way back. Go ahead and move on to skill number 5. This is the Cosmic Cyclone. See, she runs around, traps her enemies.
Okay, so it looks like she had a iframe on that the whole time.
This is a paralyzing attack.
That's hard to follow her.
It actually ignores your opponent's damage immunity while granting Makari a little bit of immunity of her own.
Oh, okay.
That also
I like the depiction of super speed.
Yeah.
That's a better depiction than they have on Quicksilver.
Now, of course, she does, as you can see there, she actually has a transcendent potential our awakened skill. We're not going to go over that just yet. I'll tell you the reason why soon. First, I'm going to go ahead and go into the developer notes, see what they have to say. So according to the developers, they actually say she is a well-rounded character for both PvP and PvE. The reason being for PvE, after gaining the skill 3 defensive buff, which is referring to this skill right here, she's also able to attack with skills 4 and 5, allowing you to chain the hits a little bit better. And for PvP, with the aid of her second skill, which is also, as I mentioned earlier, which is a counter attack, she has a high dodge rate. So overall, Makari is great for attack and defense. For their developer tip, they mentioned it would be effective to begin a combo with skills 3 to get the accumulated damage, then increase your attack skill using skills 4 and 5. So we're going to go ahead and test out.
I don't know. That shit felt very lackluster to me.
Skill combo, which is 3 cancel, 4 cancel, and 5. Let's try it out.
I'm feeling very lackluster about Makari, but she's not one of the characters I was interested in, so it is what it is.
That does it for just the basic modern uniform of Makari. But that's not it though. We have a lot more to go on to go with that. And I'll tell you why in just a moment. So of course, with the addition of this new update, the several eternal characters are going to be getting, a few of the eternal characters are currently going to be given a new uniform.
He let that shit slip. Several of the characters.
That will be given.
We knew that we were going to get multiple eternals. Guys, if you're playing Marvel Future Revolution and you're part of this, we're not getting those characters. I've seen videos where people still like reading, trying to read Korean and not understanding these are coupon events that are coming to Marvel Future Revolution. We're not getting these characters.
With this new skill, she's given an additional 10 HP recovery with the addition of when using her new skill, Hurricane Dash, which we will go over very shortly.
Okay, so we're getting skills in action. I hate when they do this, if I'm being perfectly honest. I'm cool with it because her uniform, that previous one looked like terrible dog shit. At least this one looks better.
Skills actually have a little bit more of a different color palette, so you can see here. This is skill 1, which is one of her new skills.
That's a completely different skill.
It's similar to her previous skill, but if you notice the difference here is that she actually dashes behind her opponents.
This is funny as fuck. So we get these base level skills so they could sell a costume. Why not just give her that costume and start off the skills there? Like, what the
go ahead and move on to skill.
I mean, it's going to make the character stronger, but that's dope.
Her uniform's new passive skill.
Oh, that's dope. Definitely a Quicksilver skill, but
I do this skill one more time because visually it's just very cool.
Clearly, we got all the basic level shit with her basic thing.
Great visual effects, looks fantastic. Now this thing about this skill is that it's as far as the effects are the exact same as the previous uniform or the modern uniform, but the difference is that because of the uniform's passive ability, you actually gain additional HP recovery.
Looks good.
So show us the uniform, like that's what we want to see, like overall.
All right,
like,
I recognize that.
You recognize
the skills look cool.
Motion there. Again, not a new skill, but again, just cool to see again.
But they look entirely different. It's like weird.
Skill number 5 is the Cosmic Cyclone.
Why even put work into the originals when we basically all know that we're gonna have to level up that character?
Oh yeah,
uniform wise.
Yeah, see it?
Anyways,
so I'm gonna go ahead and reset one more time.
A really cool stylistic choice.
That's right. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on to her awakened skill. Let's test it out. So I'm actually going to go ahead and do this again.
Do it again. So we got Cersei. So Cersei's going to be an awakened character.
I see a friend.
There you go. That's right. You can see Makari in here.
That was Cersei, right?
Cersei joined together in a stellar attack that paralyzes foes while granting Makari. Now there's a number of stats in here, so I'm going to try to get these as best I can. So this attack increases Makari and Makari's critical rate and damage by 35%.
So Cersei's going to get awakening. Makari is going to get awakening. Most likely Icarus will get the T3.
So when she lands a critical strike, her critical damage is further increased by 50%.
There's just no way in the world Icarus doesn't get a T3.
Her basic attack and defense is further increased.
To say it would be stupid that Icarus doesn't get a T3
there's a lot that goes on with this skill.
It's saying a lot.
As it should, as this is an awakened skill.
There's just absolutely no way he doesn't get a T3.
And that does it for the fantastic Makari.
I hate to say it, but I'm not really looking forward to Makari. But I would love to see her damage
More of that in just a moment too.
That she has, but I'm not excited about her. The uniform looks cool as hell, though. Like that.
Next batch.
That uniform looks pretty goddamn dope.
Correct batch. That's from a previous update. Here's the correct batch, and as you can see, these are the Eternals based off Marvel Studios.
Yeah.
Eternals.
Okay. Icarus's uniform looks pretty cool. Why nothing looks like it pops on? Nothing looks like it's popping on Cersei, though.
This is Cersei.
Damn, she got some thick ass hips.
Of course, Cersei was introduced, I believe, back in the
They gave Cersei all the hips.
But she is given a new uniform in this update. So, just as a refresher, Kim, can you refresh our audience and who?
She actually looks like Jimmy-chan. I'm wondering if there's
Cersei
something.
Is a member of the Eternals.
I feel like there's got to be something that's going on with the licensing for
great capacity for compassion,
for character likenesses and stuff like that, because.
And
she actually looks like Jimmy-chan. Meanwhile, Icarus doesn't look anything like Richard Marsden to me. And
help people and protect
Makari looks like her, looks like the character, the actress that plays the character role as well. What's up, BY?
5,000 years.
Destroyer.
Sweet. So so with this uniform, some additional effects that we can
She has got some hips on her.
Recovery rate of 30%. Not only that, any damage she received is actually
she's about to be legendary thick waifu.
And in addition to that, for example, for her passive skill Eternal Cleansing, the effect of removing debuffs from her fellow Eternal allies have increased from
Cersei didn't really need a whole hell of a lot in the first place. She was a pretty damn good character that, like, you know, I think a lot of players, you know, were ready to build up.
Cosmic focus, in addition,
of course, Agent Kim back again. Come on, bro. Did you really think that they weren't going to utilize her across all the game spaces?
Increased by 30%, and any damage dealt to supervillains is increased by 30%. So pretty good passes. Let's go ahead and take a look at these skills now.
Yeah, Cersei was already
good. She actually has 2 enhanced skills as well.
I agree, Destroyer. I agree. I ain't gonna simp or anything, but I agree.
Nothing new, but of course the color is a little bit different there. A little something new to look at.
Okay.
Skill number 2, Delusion Glow. Let's move on to over here. Let's go on to these guys over here to use her new skill, which is the Cosmic Sphere.
Okay. That looked like a Shadowland skill, really.
So again, this is a visually astounding skill that will actually paralyze foes while granting a 15% HP recovery and damage immunity.
So the only thing they need Cersei to be is she should probably be more powerful than Moonstone or levels of Moonstone power, and I think that will make her a viable character because she should be.
Enhanced telekinesis. Do it again to these guys over here. As you can see, she strikes enemies with a bus.
You gonna simp Destroyer?
She actually transmutes the bus into rose petals. So as you can see here, what this actually does is that after she strikes enemies with this bus, those are left charmed and also burned. Again, these stats are actually similar to her previous uniform skills, but the difference is, again, not only just visually.
I'm literally in MFR right now, and playing Dark Zone, which is not going swimmingly for me.
Saw the teaser, this looks
trying to focus on both these things at the same time.
Yeah.
Move on over here.
But it was Dark Zone time, so I had to jump on here, at least get some points.
New skill, that was Speeds of Destruction. So now
even though I didn't get crap Ola this week for playing Marvel Future Revolution for Dark Zone. Fucking 4-star battle badges pissed me the hell off.
Take a look at this one more time. Sorry, Makari and her fight alongside to paralyze opponents while also dealing a variety of stats that are similar to Makari's, but the difference being as Makari's critical damage would be increased, Cersei's a little bit different, where just her basic
critical damage is so easy to top off.
Next attack. All right.
It's weird to see an awakened skill with only 3 characters rotating in. Like,
well played.
I'm actually shocked about that.
Cersei.
All right, thank you, Cage.
That's right. Now, of course, we can go on to the Star Eternal, the iconic Eternal himself, which is Icarus. As you mentioned before, there were some fans of Icarus that are excited. So let's go ahead and take a look at him.
The uniform looks dope as hell.
The face. There were a few I didn't read.
The face looks really weird.
Caps too.
There's a difference. When they're in caps, they're truly passionate.
That's how you know.
Yeah,
that they are screaming.
I'm on the DZ right now with the Alliance as well.
Just as a refresher,
it's just not going so well. Because
Icarus is the most powerful member of the Eternals.
Lacking too much concentration.
He is the tactical leader of them, and has been with them for thousands of years. He is moral, kind, charismatic, loyal, and he keeps his fellow Eternals safe.
Yeah.
All traits actually that are.
Bro, getting level 5-star 105 badges suck. Getting 110 badges for playing 7 hours a week and finishing in top 40 for DZ and getting 4-star badges sucks even more.
Again, he's a universal superhero, as you can tell.
So I felt totally defeated today that I didn't even really want to log in, if I'm being perfectly honest. All the work I put in to be in the top 50 and get 5 4-star badges from
still always fun to see.
From Dark Zone felt
number 2 is the hero's advance.
Yeah, that felt like shit. I'll be perfectly honest with you, and it's the problem with the mode is the rewards.
Skill, or new-ish skill. This is skill number 3, which is the Cosmic Rush.
His skill looks the same as Makari's. What?
Now, those of you who are fans of the previous or the modern uniform will see that it looks familiar. That's because it is pretty familiar, but with one distinct difference. So one difference is that although the stats, the substats that it actually causes are the same, what it does is actually create.
That's a nice skill though. It looked like he got silence, paralyzed
cancel this
on that.
Skill, it will allow you to chain other combos as well. Take a look at that one more time.
So when can we cancel is the question, Cage. When in the chain can we?
I'll add a little bit more detail.
Stop it.
Skipped ahead of it. That plays into the developer notes later on. Let's go ahead and skill number 4, which is the Eternal Blast.
Oh boy.
For those of you who are wondering, like, this doesn't look completely new, that's because yes and no. So what's different with this skill? Again, this is a skill that has similar substats, but the difference is the attack is actually prolonged, which will actually allow you to do more damage. So let's take a look at it one more time. Yeah, if you time it out and see the number of hits are actually increased because of what he does. He fires first, and then he fires for, as you can see there, for a second time, allowing you to do more damage.
So he definitely is getting a T3. We can see that, and
all set to do.
That's probably the most important thing.
Already obvious. Icarus will be given T3 with this update. The name of
we all know.
T3 is referred to as Fated Precision.
Fated Precision.
Whoa.
Okay, so we got another.
We have to charge up our T3 account, then I'll go ahead and read through the stats that go along with it.
Essentially, we basically got another Blue Marvel Sentry Hyperion type T3 skill.
Okay, almost there.
They're reusing them way too close back to back, these skills, but like you can't really complain.
They mentioned that after the key thing that goes with this, again with this uniform is again, as I mentioned. I'm trying
to figure out where this, my subscribers, where their servers are the most, so that way I can pop on that server and create a free-to-play account.
Now we're all ready. Let's go ahead and repeat.
If I can, once I figure that out, I'm gonna create another free-to-play account on one of those.
As you can see, this is an epic burning attack,
and I'll probably do a live stream of completing everything on there.
Up to 200% of your character's energy attack.
Because like where I am right now inside the Omega Flight server, it just I feel like I'm really capped.
Icarus can actually attack enemies with the ignore targeting effect, making him very beneficial in PvP.
Yeah, he's about to be a PvP beast with ignore targeting. Well, let's hope that he is anyways. These skills look very Blue Marvel, very
again, I believe I butchered it the first time. Yeah, once again, it is
very Blue Marvel, very Sentry, very Hyperion. So it'll be nice to see what
lined up like bowling pins.
That's right. That's exactly where they're going to be. We're going to go 3 cancel, 4 cancel. I messed it up again. Oh no.
Yeah.
So they actually have 2 different lists of sets here. You can do it with 3 cancel, and then 6 or his T3, or once again you can do 3 cancel, 5 cancel, or 4, and then follow it up with 4.
None of this shit is even pertinent. Like every time they give us one of these rotations for a character, it always is like, okay.
Interesting the way you say that. All right, let's move on. We're not done with our Eternals content, though we have finished our characters. That is because we have an epic quest.
Oh,
that's right. We have a little bit of more of a unique epic quest as opposed to our different ones. Let's go ahead and.
I did not think that we were going to get the epic quest with this update.
The story begins.
So who's going to be the epic? The question is, who's going to be the epic quest main? That's the question.
About this, I'll go ahead and briefly go through some of the developer notes as we this plays through. But what makes this specific epic quest more interesting is that there are actually separate storylines for each Eternal. For this
bro,
first update, of course,
you know goddamn well Hyperion is Marvel version of Superman.
And
I mean, Icarus might as well be it as well, but you know, Hyperion is the real one.
Run through now, you're going to be given an option to choose one of 3. And the reason why you have to be careful with what you choose is that once you choose a character's specific story, you have to complete it before you can move on to the next story.
Oh, this is different. So this is going to be like a multi-tier.
I don't know if I want to reveal too much just yet, so I'm actually going to go ahead and leave it to the rest of the viewers for when this goes live. So what's going to happen first, as I mentioned, there's going to be a prologue. And after you get to prologue, as you mentioned, you're going to get to these next Eternals. And as you mentioned, for those of you who are wondering where the other Eternals are going to be, have no fear, they will be released in a future update. And you can see
so we would definitely get in other Eternals. I feel like we're going to end up, this is going to be the first one where we end up with the entirety of Eternals.
Actually experience it firsthand. So I'm actually going to go ahead and list for you what the developers listed, what you will happen if you choose said stories. For example, for those of you who want to go with Cersei's first story, when choosing Cersei, at the start of her story, you will be given a tier 2 Cersei, and by completing it, you'll be able to transcend her potential.
Well, that
Makari
fucking
will be the character that will be available for the deluxe package, and by completing that, you'll be able to grow her to tier 2. For Icarus, upon starting his story, you will get a tier 2 Icarus, and upon completing the story, as per other epic quests, you will be given you'll be able to grow a tier 3 Icarus. So that's something to look forward to. Once again, in order to move on.
Here goes the shitty part about that, right?
Story, you have to complete that
Century is another one, Destroyer. Like they definitely do a lot of anagrams of Superman in the Marvel universe. They've actually admitted Hyperion though was supposed to be their Superman level character.
B755.
This is weird because like I think most of us already
T2
Cersei and Icarus, so it's kind of weird.
Yes. Which comic series would you like to see in Marvel Future Fight? Cage, you go first.
I'll say a personal favorite of mine that I would like to see would actually be the infamous Iron Man. That's a character who I would love. Again, it's Doom as Iron Man. So just that combination alone. Again, it's been years since I've read through it, but just having that uniform alone would be fantastic. I think that would be the run I would like to see.
I mean, it has potential.
Oh, a potential I see. I believe you're a fan.
I fuck infamous Spider-Man. Infamous Iron Man. I'm tired of Iron Man.
I have a different answer. I would like to see Avengers Disassembled. This is by Brian Michael Bendis, David Finch, Danny Miki, Frank Darmada, and more. This takes place after Wanda remembers her children's disappearance. These were memories that Agatha Harkness wiped from her mind.
Does she really know this story?
And helped with. And Wanda goes nuts and
that's a good one.
Goes on a spree. And
I'm gonna go with Icarus though. I think like Icarus beats the shit out of Hyperion.
Even if it's bad.
They recently made
but I do
Hyperion
like
is an Eternal as well, so it's kind of weird to think about that. But in terms of I think if they had to rate the power levels, I think Icarus would be higher level in terms of power than Hyperion. So I gotta go with.
I've mentioned that many times. Yeah, she's my favorite.
Yeah, so what do the players have to say? What are some runs?
I'm gonna go with Icarus for sure.
Let's get to them. Ooh, I have many answers to this.
Yeah. You can't hate on seeing her. You can't.
Lost Druid.
By the way, guys, just so you guys are aware,
literally nothing is more important than getting the Gala.
What you call is getting released tonight, Guardians of the Galaxy.
I'm not going to assume your gender, but Hellfire
and I'm probably going to end up marathon live streaming that tonight.
Fashion. I was looking all over those.
I think I've got enough
artists had
enough energy and the tank to do that. So if you guys are interested,
outside of the books,
I remember the
come back later on, and I'll be most likely live streaming that throughout the night. I'm just gonna kind of run through the whole game as much as I can.
As a new character.
So Hope Summers is the game, unless they're referring to. It's so complicated.
Is in the game. I'm not exactly sure what they
she was released a while back as part of
they need an update on Hope Summers,
yeah.
But we haven't had a mutant update in
Jess
a while.
Hernandez also says Hellfire Gala.
Good answer.
Fogey Squatch says any comic with Havoc and Polaris.
They have been highly requested characters for the longest time.
Yeah, we asked for like Havoc and Polaris.
Michael McGregor says Demon
over a year ago, and we still haven't got them.
Yeah, okay,
I agree.
can get on board with
it's been a while since she's given an update. I agree with that.
Psylocke hasn't gotten her T3 at all. We definitely all felt like she should have gotten a T3.
Baby Thanos must die comic book in game. Give Thanos a baby costume or Thanos Punisher costume. Okay, they want to see the Thanos model in game.
I see what you're referring to. Oh, yeah.
Or like a
Square Enix's Guardians of the Galaxy. That's
Thanos baby.
I downloaded it today. It's supposed to be releasing.
Baby Thanos, perhaps.
It's supposed to be releasing tonight at midnight, so I'm gonna be playing that tonight.
Again,
like I said, I'm trying to bring you guys a lot of Marvel content on this channel, and not just limited to Marvel Future Revolution. So, like, I'm definitely going to be doing Marvel Future Fight. I did re-download Marvel Contest of Champions, and I actually went out and bought some 5 gum so I can get these rewards from there. So yeah, I plan on playing all the Marvel games, whether I like them or not, and continue playing them is the question. But you know, like for instance, Marvel's Avengers is a game that I really like playing, but I haven't really delivered any content just because I'm not really sure how to deliver content on that. But Guardians of the Galaxy comes out tonight, and I plan on giving that.
Back in the popular eye, you know.
Remember I killed him with his goddamn laser beam too, and I was surprised. I mean, I think it was mostly because
Venom has a Marvel zombie uniform.
Man, what the fuck is going on? I think it was mostly because
what if they were all zombies? You get Iron Man zombies, right? You get all.
Mostly because I was not paying attention, but still he killed me nonetheless, which I'm surprised because I don't usually die to him. Dormammu usually fucks me up, but he doesn't.
X-Men. Shadow Knight 43 says we need Infinity Ultron.
Yeah, that's right.
Alexander Lee says Soldier Supreme. And Peter Parker says
Peter Parker is one of our fans. We have the actual Peter Parker.
Yes.
Hell yeah, you got the actual Peter Parker.
They're calling themselves Peter Parker. Maximum Carnage. Lots more heroes and villains from that series that could be
really
added
think we
to
need
the
Maximum
game. Weird that Peter Parker asking
you guys
for
are just
Carnage.
Like extending this damn stream, so.
And Maximus the Mad lastly says, I'd personally like to see a Young Avengers update, maybe an epic quest with Iron Lad as the main character. That is a good answer. I like that, Maximus. Yeah. Sure. All right, lots of well thought out answers. I can tell there's some hardcore Marvel fans in here, people who are really enjoying it. So great job, everyone. That was really impressive. So to wrap up what we have gone over today, we have a new character in game, Makari. Makari also comes with a new uniform inspired by Marvel Studios' The Eternals. We also have new uniforms inspired by Marvel Studios' Eternals.
That wasn't a whack-ass live stream, if I'm being perfectly honest. Like, if they're not gonna do it in the beginning of the month, I really don't feel like this is the format that they should be following.
This is for you to find out.
It just feels terrible. Like they should at least sneak peek maybe some of the other.
Added to the update again. More Eternals are coming later on.
I think they should have probably just sneak peeked some of the other Eternals in order to generate some hype for those. And for the movie, like, you know,
I mean, it seems like you should
give us the release date or those or whatever,
just to be ready.
But also at the same time,
this brings
maybe
me to
give
the time
us
of the stream in which we give out the reward code and the instructions.
This wasn't the stream I was expecting it to be. I thought they were going to give us drop more stuff inside here other than the 3 uniforms that we got. But yeah, it is what it is.
SERS.
MFF Cersei. Okay.
The case does not matter. There is no space. It's MFF Cersei. All one word. And we will be posting that on screen. And there will be instructions for that, hopefully pinned and in the chat and the description. If you don't see it and you need help, I would refresh the page. And there are 2 different ways to enter this coupon code. There's the original procedure, which is Android only. That is entering the coupon code in the coupon menu.
Yeah, we got it.
Menu.
Coupon codes are coming. Coupon codes are coming.
Which will work for both Android and iOS, which is enter the coupon code on the coupon registration webpage, and which I previously mentioned should be pinned in the chat or updated in the description. I would refresh if you are needing help with that later on. And I think that about does it, Cage. I think we've gone over everything.
That's not. Again, this is a minor
update, so
that's
very
why
much.
it isn't as much content usual. But even so, there's still a lot to go through, even with just what we currently have for available for this upcoming update. So once again, for those of you to keep
we basically got another Enter the Phoenix update because we already had 2 of the characters, and one of the characters was Makari, and now we just found out inside there that she's going to be a paywall or not a paywall, but it's a crystal wall character. So I don't know. The Epic Quest sounds cool that we're going to be able to play through the story from multiple of the Eternals and try to level them up. So that's pretty cool. But let's hope that most of them are free to play. All right, guys. That's about it for Marvel Future Fight. Guys, if you want me to stream Marvel Future Fight content, I know I kind of dropped this stream kind of late or whatever, saying I was going to do it, but jump into these so that way I can I know that people are liking them. Because if you're not liking the videos, then it doesn't really, pop off to me that I should be creating content for those videos. And like I said, remember that Guardians of the Galaxy is releasing tonight. It'll be 12 p.m. Eastern time for me. That is releasing, so about another 3.5 hours. I plan on jumping on that and hitting that up for probably streaming that over the course of the evening. So if you guys want to jump by, swing on by, say hello, see what the game is like, let me know. Icarus looks dope, bro. I still care about Marvel Future Fight just because it's, like I said, I've played the game for probably the better part of 5 years now. And I kind of like the game still, so it's still near and dear to my heart. I like the way that we acquire characters inside of Marvel Future Fight. Like, so in Marvel Future Fight both and inside Marvel Future Revolution, one of the things that I really, really respect about those games in general is that if you want a character, the means to acquiring that character are spelled out to you. They are pretty straightforward. If I want, Makari, even though she's crystal, I know I just need crystals to get her, and that's it. And there's a set amount of crystals to get her. If I want a paywall character, there's a set amount, and I know what that paywall is that I need to pay for. The thing I dislike about games like Marvel Contest of Champions and even Marvel Strike Force is that the way I have to acquire characters in that game is pretty much gotcha. And the base level of the game is gotcha, and I hate games like that. I hate gotcha games. I did play Bleach Brave Souls for a while, and that was a pretty heavy gotcha game, but I end up falling off quicker with gotcha games than I do for games like Marvel Future Revolution or Marvel Future Fight, just because I know exactly what I need to do in order to obtain characters inside there, and it just feels right. So I don't know, but like I said, in about another 3 hours, guys, I'm probably going to start a live stream, YouTube stream for Guardians of the Galaxy. So if you're interested in Guardians of the Galaxy at all, you want to see what some of the gameplay looks like, feels like, and whether it's the game for you, you want to get kind of a first look before you actually drop the dollars on it, I'm going to be streaming that, and I'll probably end up doing a review of that game after I finish playing. But I'm probably gonna do a marathon session and just complete the entire game tonight. I think it's only like, I think from what everybody said or what I saw from the developers, it was only supposed to be like 8 to 10 minutes long, 8 to 10 hours long or something like that. I'm hoping I have the energy to do it. I might not. We'll see what happens. But all right, guys, let me know in the community.